This could be the last time I'm driving you home.
My guest for episode 16 is none other than NWA Power and independent wrestling star Outlandish Zicky Dice. You want flamboyancy, you want charisma, well this guy has it in spades, and it was an absolute pleasure to get Mr. Dice on for this week's episode. Zicky's not just wrestling, he's been in a band for many years known as Heart to Heart. They've recently released some stuff, and there's a full album release on Valentine's Day, 14th of February. Zicky was travelling up to LA when I phoned, but he spared me 25 minutes, and I'm so appreciative of this because he's a busy guy and he has a lot to do on the wrestling circuit. So here we are, episode 16 with Outlandish Zicky Dice. Enjoy.
Oh, baby, the show is about to get outlandish. Thank you for having me. What a pleasure it is. I got to correct you. Not NWA Superstar, but NWA Megastar. Outlandish Zicky Dice is here on the show today. How you doing, Stu?
All good, man. A pleasure, absolute pleasure to get you on. My first question, when did you first start watching pro wrestling when you were younger?
Oh, man. I was born into a pro wrestling household. My older brother, he's a little bit older than I am, about 10, 12 years older. I've always been a wrestling fan, so it's just my earliest memories at this point. Like, I remember, seeing, like, Jake the Snake, Mr. Perfect, Shawn Michaels, Coco Beware. I just have, like, visions of them on the TV. So that's as early as I can remember, 3 years old.
And who was, obviously, you've listed some of the guys there. Who were some of your favourites when you were growing up?
Oh, man, growing up, it was Bret Hart and Shawn Michaels. Now that I'm older, it's Ravishing Rick Rude, Mr. Perfect, Rip the Model Martel, Ric Flair, of course, and Ted DiBiase, and the list goes on. Just that whole era, really, for me, was hands down my favorite time in professional wrestling. And my favorite characters, I love the bright colors and the character and the charisma. That's what drew me into wrestling. And that's what Zicky Dice takes a huge bite from that plate there.
All the flamboyant guys of the 80s and 90s there.
Oh, yeah, the best, man. The bleach blonde hair, the curls, the gear, the promos. Come on now. We're talking gold.
That's it, man. What match types did you gravitate to?
Oh, man. I remember watching the 60-minute Iron Man match. I remember being so excited for that. WrestleMania was always exciting. We used to steal, my older brother used to steal the pay-per-views from, like, the neighbors with, like, the old cable. Yeah. Watch a lot of wrestling with the family. I don't know, steel cage matches, too. I used to love the old blue steel cage. Best.
I'd rather they go back to that, the old-fashioned cage.
Yeah. It looks so much better, I think.
There's some good ones back then. Right, just to fast forward quite a bit, because this is, not that many years ago, but when did you start training to be a pro wrestler?
Let's see, February 2020, here we are now. 5 years ago to the dates, just about, I made the decision to become a pro wrestler. My band Heart to Heart was on tour. We were out with handguns, and a buddy of mine was acting kind of heelish on stage, and a buddy of mine pulled me aside. He's like, we got to have a talk after the show. And I thought we were getting kicked off the tour, I'll be honest with you. And he was like, listen, I think you should become a professional wrestler. So here I am at 26 at the time, and I was like, yeah, you think so? He's like, yeah, I think you can make something happen in that business. I know how much you love it. I know how agile you are. You got this natural charisma. He's like, just go for it. So I text Seth Rollins, who was a fan of, like, someone that I had met him prior on a few tours because he's a fan of the same style of music. And I was like, hey, I want you to train me. And he said, ha, are you serious? And my response was, I'm going to be better than you are one day. And he said, okay, I'm going to link you up with Merrick Brave, and we'll go from there. I'll see you May 1st. So May 1st, right after WrestleMania 31, when he cashed in and won the title, I moved to Moline, Illinois, and started training at the Black and Brave Wrestling Academy under Seth Rollins and Merrick Brave and a trainer called Crotch there. August will be 5 years since my first match. So just been grinding ever since. Moved back to California 3 years after graduating Black and Brave. I stayed out in the Chicago area for a little bit. And then I've just been working all around the country, United States. And I wrestled in South Korea last April. And just now, if you haven't seen it, debuted on season 2 of NWA. which you can watch weekly on youtube.com/NWA, 6:05 Eastern. I don't know what time and place for you there, but you can catch Outlandish Zicky Dice every week now.
11:05, Zicky. It's not too late over here, actually.
11:05, that's right, yeah. Get ready. You should be heading over there. And it's on demand, so if you miss it, you can watch it anytime. And if you're not familiar, now's the time to get familiar with Outlandish Zicky Dice, because I'm going to be honest with you, Stu, it's a takeover.
I've seen it firsthand.
Yeah, I'm honestly on my way as we speak right now, or I am in the car. I live in San Jose, California area, so I'm driving down to Los Angeles to make my debut for Joey Ryan's Bar Wrestling tonight, which is it's huge for me because it's been a big goal of mine to be working for Bar Wrestling. And tonight I have my debut against Eric Watts, so I got to make a name for myself everywhere I go because people are just now starting to find out about Outlandish Zicky Dice, and I got to leave them something to remember.
The man with the most expensive fanny pack in the business too.
$16,000, baby.
And just to go back to training, how tough was training initially for you?
Oh man. Well, let's put the mental factors in there. I packed up my stuff in California and I moved to Moline, Illinois, a town I'd never been to. Never, ever, ever. I got an apartment before going to the town, right? So I move in, I have no friends, I don't know anyone around, and then training starts. I didn't know what to expect. I had tried exercising and getting a little bit in shape beforehand. And night one, we do this fitness test. And it was like 4 hours of grueling, intense workouts. And then you go from there. So night one, you think you're going to show up and hang out with Seth Rollins, and you're going straight to work. I've seen people quit on night one just like that, and no refunds, out $3,500, boom. It's not for everybody. At the time, they have a Black and Brave gym now, but at the time they didn't have that, and we were running out of Quad City CrossFit. Quad City CrossFit. Wow, what a tongue twister. I'm sorry. And we would have to set up the ring. At this time, he was still working Raw and SmackDown, which was Monday, Tuesday. And we had Black and Brave training Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. So Rollins wasn't there most Tuesdays, and we had Merrick, Brave, and Crotch, and then Wednesday, Thursday, you have all three trainers. We would have to do CrossFit, I think at the time it was 4 or 5 times a week, and then we had to set up and break down the ring, 12 of us, every single Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday, and the show days, which is pretty tough and exhausting. You got people quitting along the way, and you have someone else quit. I was like, oh, shit, that's one less person to take the ring down with you at the end of the night. You know? It was tough, very tough. But I knew that going into there that I moved across country because I was breaking into the business late, and I wanted to be trained by who I thought, in my personal opinion, was the best. And I'll tell you this, I wouldn't change it for the world. I knew going in that I was going to take this serious and make a name for myself coming out of there. And, Seth Rollins will tell you straight up that he didn't think I was going to take this serious at first. And, I've proved him and a lot of other people wrong. So, not to toot my own horn, but you're talking to one of the top graduates of the Black and Brave Wrestling Academy. How you doing?
Hey, you've got to believe in yourself. You know, that's it. If you don't, like you say, you're gonna fall by the wayside, aren't you?
Exactly. There's no point. If you're not gonna believe in it, why even try? Right? And I'll be honest with you. There's times where I wanted to throw in the towel. I was sick and tired of it. I was tired of the long travel days and being treated differently from others on the show, and I felt that even now, talking to you right this very moment, with everything that you know about me, I'm still not anywhere near where I want to be, Stu. I still have so much more to prove. I want to be that story, that Disney story for everyone. To be like this, wow, this kid actually did what he said he was going to do and did it. Because I've said this recently, and I think this is the best way to put it. If you want something, this goes with anything in life. Forget about rep. If you want something, go and get it. All right?
Yeah.
It's that simple. It's not going to be that easy, but it's that simple. And that's the best way I can put it. Put in the hard work. Do shit that other people don't want to do. And I promise you, and be respectful along the way, and I promise you it will pay off. And no matter what it is in life.
Was there anybody else noteworthy training with you at the same time?
At the same time, let's see. Now wrestling, we got Connor Braxton. He's the first graduating class. We got a few others coming out. We got Dion Roosman. We got the frontman Jossie. We got Steve Manders, Joesa, Alex Dunnigan, Travis Titan. All those names, and there's a lot more coming out. Blair Onyx, we got some nice female talent coming out of there. Black and Brave, just keep an eye on the students. I mean, you're going to see some great talent coming out of there. And they're all seeds now, right? The school's been around for 5 years, so now all these seeds are starting to grow into plants. So it's going to be interesting to see how everyone blooms and what happens from there. If that makes sense.
No, that's clear, man. That's clear. It's cool. It's cool to hear. Obviously, I don't know some of their names, but I'm sure if I keep an eye out, we'll see them on the front line.
Absolutely, that's the best thing you can do.
Did you develop the Zicky Dice persona at Black and Brave? Was that straight away?
My name is Nick Zoppo. That's where the name Zick came from. He switched the N with the Z. A stoner buddy of mine switched my name joking around, and it stuck. So Zick evolved into Zicky, and that's when Heart to Heart was on tour. People would just add the Y and call me Zicky, and we used to shoot dice all the time on tour. So I was like, you know what? If I was to be a pro wrestler, my name would be Zicky Dice. So going into training, I had the name set. And when we started talking about names and training, Crunch comes up to me and he's like, I don't like the name Zicky Dice. And I said, with all due respect, your name is Crutch with the K. And he looked at me and he's like, touche. So I got to keep the name Zicky Dice. At first, I came out as casino pit boss type. I didn't know what, still trying to figure out greener than goose shit. And then about 2 years ago, I added the word outlandish into the mix. I was at the gym with a buddy, and it was like 5:30 in the morning, and I said outlandish, and it just clicked right there. Me and my buddy said the word outlandish, and I just, light bulb, boom. I was like, outlandish Zicky Dice. So I started rocking and rolling with that for 2 years, and what you see now is the ever-evolving, and we're still changing by the name, baby. And Zicky writes checks that Nick can't cash, so Zicky and Nick don't get along. I'm getting married this October to my best friend in the whole wide world, and she told me that Zicky is not invited to the bachelor party or the wedding. So let me put it to you that way.
Yeah. Oh, well, if the future wife's telling you, that's what you gotta do.
Yep. It's hard to separate the man from the gimmick these days, though.
I can well imagine. And obviously, you said about your first match and when it happened. Who was it for? Which company?
Oh, that was for, at the time it was called Scott County Wrestling, SCW. Now they just go by SCW, which is the Black and Braves promotion, which is out of Walcott, Iowa area. So I had a battle royal for my first match for SCW. It's not announced yet, but I am returning there at the end of this month for the first time in years. So I'm very excited to go wrestle where I had my first match there. As a packed, loyal house of some great Midwest folk who love their pro wrestling.
How did the first contact come about from NWA Power? Obviously, Billy Corgan.
Oh man, what a story! This is okay. So Stu, as we're talking about it now, it's been happened in November. Everything that's going on, I'll be honest, it's hard to wrap my mind around. It's all happened so fast and so quick, but that's what I've been working my ass off for. So what had happened was I was supposed to be wrestling for a company in Florida. For some reason, the show fell through. And I was supposed to be, so I texted my buddy Yuma over at Championship Wrestling from Hollywood. And he had contacted me prior about a date. And I said, hey, do you still have room for me? He's like, yeah, come on down. So I packed up, hopped in the car with my boys. We drove 6 hours to the show. And I've been working for them off and on for the last 3 years about. I debuted for them as I was living in Chicago first. And when I moved home, they were an hour and a half away from where I was living. So I was like, oh, I'll continue working there. But I never had a promo, not one backstage, not a live promo, nothing. And I never complained about it. I figured when my time came, it would be earned and it would be time to go. So that day I was there. I got to the venue a little early and they were like, we're looking. They had the camera set up. Zicky, do a promo. You're in the match. I was like, all right. So I got dressed. I went up and said 6 words. I came back and I was immediately pulled into a back room where I met David Lagana and Billy Corgan were standing right there. And Billy Corgan's like, wow, look at you, your hair, your earring, your sunglasses. He's like, what are you doing December 14th? And, my heart started racing. I knew where we were going from here. And I was like, and in my head I started thinking, I was like, oh, well, me and the fiance just planned a snow trip, but nothing, I'm completely free. And he's like, well, how would you like to work for me in the NWA? And I said, I would love that. He's like, okay, well, Lagana will be in contact on Monday. So I waited a whole month and a half before the NWA debut and debuted season 2. And now I've been, I wrestled my first pay-per-view with them, Hard Times, and now, going head-to-head with Ricky Starks for the NWA Television Championship. And it's just been the platform I've been dreaming for. I think that Zicky Dice and NWA are perfect for each other, and I'm starting to see the rest of the world agrees.
Absolutely. I've told you a few times, obviously, when I've messaged you, but yeah, you are my favourite. I'm not blowing smoke. You're my favourite wrestler at the moment.
Thank you.
So, and I truly mean that as well. Just the flamboyancy and, just everything that you do. It's like a throwback almost for me, watching you.
Absolutely. And I was told by a lot of people, like, that will never work this day and age. That will never work. And this, what you see now is basically the same thing I've been doing. Minor few changes here in the indies for the last few years, and it works, and I love it, and I get to be myself and be the character that I want to be. NWA gives me a lot of creative control, and I'm there to help build the company. Okay, I came into wrestling when I was taught Black and Brave is leave wrestling better than when you found it, right? So I want to build the NWA, and this is my chance to really make a name for myself and establish this company again in this day and age. And I couldn't be more happy to do it and more excited. We've got a lot of outlandish fun ahead, I'll tell you that. So once again, if you haven't tuned into NWA Power every Tuesday at 11:05, head on over to youtube.com/NWA and watch yours truly, Outlandish Zicky Dice.
I'm doing my best to plug it. Have been obviously since it started with the followers on the page, and it's the best show. It's the best wrestling show out there. It is by.
Thank you. Our numbers are growing by the week. I'm not even gonna lie to you. We're averaging about 400,000 views per episode now, so it's growing, and we're just trying to get the word out there. And you know what? Maybe you've given up on your typical cup of tea, which is wrestling, but give the NWA a shot because it's different than everything else that's out. We're bringing you a different product, and it's a lot of fun.
I like the mix of old and new with the roster as well. There's a good balance within the roster, isn't there?
Yeah, you never know who you're going to see. I'll be honest with you. I don't know. I find out most of the stuff that goes on the same time that everybody else does. So it's very exciting and very fun to be there. It's very professional. Everyone's very respectable backstage, and it's great. I couldn't be happier.
Which talents within NWA Power who you haven't wrestled yet do you want to wrestle? That was my next question.
Oh, man. Well, we've got a list going on. As you see, we got Ring of Honor crossing over, too. There's a few guys from there I'd love to get in the ring with. I'd love to get in the ring with the Peacock. I think that would be nice. I would love to wrestle Marty Scurll, Nick Aldis. The list goes on. Aaron Stevens, Eli Drake, Ricky Starks again. I have unfinished business with Ricky Starks. You name it. Yeah, I basically haven't touched anyone in there. Put me in there. I'm down. Anybody.
There's a myriad of matches. So
yeah, I'm in for all of it. This is what we're here for. The time is now, baby. I'm not getting any younger.
Do you see yourself tagging with anyone? I know obviously you're predominantly in the singles matches now, but would there be anybody who you'd like to tag with maybe within the roster?
Oh, man. Wow. Oh, I don't know if you know, but I wrestled Tim Storm once upon a time at Championship Wrestling from Hollywood. You may not recognize me. I was like 60 pounds heavier. I had a big red beard and brown hair. If you want to go look that back, we wrestled for the 10 pounds of gold on Championship Wrestling in Hollywood. I know that's online. Who would I tag with, though? Man, oh, man. I hate to say it. I really hate to say it. But I wouldn't mind tagging with Ricky Starks.
You've had good chemistry on the interview segment last week.
I would love to do something at the Rock and Roll Express, too, for God's sake.
Oh.
That would just be awesome.
How cool is it having them on the show?
Oh, you have no idea. You have no idea. The best part is having them in the locker room. They travel with photo albums, and they show you actual pictures, and you've got a deep, detailed story by the best storytellers to tell them. And they are full of stories, and some of them you won't even think are real. But they got pictures to prove them, I'll tell you that.
Many teams after them have tried to replicate as well, haven't they?
They're still getting down. Hey, don't worry about Rock and Roll Express, baby.
Right, just to be a bit broader now, Zicky, which talents in the world of wrestling, not necessarily NWA, are you fond of currently in the other promotions? And it could be worldwide.
Talents now. Holy hell. I Ruby Riott. I like Davari, Mustafa Ali, Joaquin Wild, the New Japan Young Lions, Carl Fredericks, and Clark Connors, and Alex. Like, I like seeing my friends see. That's the talent that I'm fond of in other companies. Are my friends whooping all the ass, because that motivated me. Because I wrestled with some of these folks on the indies, even had matches with some of them, and you see that it happens. You work hard enough, and anything is possible. That's what I like seeing.
Good answer, man. Good answer. I'm going to segue now into the band Heart to Heart. Have you got anything? Is there anything coming out?
Oh, baby. I'm glad you asked. Heart to Heart just recently signed to In Vogue Records, and Heart to Heart's Heartbreaker comes out Valentine's Day 2020 on In Vogue Records. Everywhere you listen to music. We have 2 singles out. We released a music video for a song called Insufferable. And last week, we just released a song called Someone Else. Where are you talking to me from? Where are you? We got to get together and hang out one of these days.
Do you know what, Zicky? I haven't got over to the States since 2016. We went over to WrestleMania in Dallas in 2016. That was the last time I was. But I've been all over the States to watch the wrestling.
Nice. Well, I've never been where you are, and that's been a huge goal of mine. So hoping to get Zicky Dice across the pond would be great this year. Eddie
Kingston's over on the 20th of February in Liverpool.
Oh, really?
Against David Starr for the TNT World Heavyweight title, no less.
Oh, wow. I might just have to hop in a suitcase.
You
know what? And for those listening, if you know a plug, I'm trying to make my way out there. I did send out a few messages last night to a few companies over that way. I haven't heard anything back yet, but doesn't mean I won't keep bugging them, because that's what Zicky Dice does best.
You need to get in touch with Jay at TNT, mate.
Oh, definitely. I'll put that on the list.
They're a superb company. They're going from strength to strength. Like, they're so good. Right, Zicky, plug all your social media, if you will, please.
Oh, baby, Stu, baby. I made it nice and easy for the whole entire world. Check this out. @ZickyDice @Zicky Dice on every piece of social media possible. It's that simple. Come and find me, and please follow this outlandish journey that I call life. Stu, it's been a pleasure talking with you. You're great, and I truly hope to meet you someday and hang out. Everyone else, do something good for somebody. I'll leave you with that. Stu, you gotta give me a big outlandish before we go. Give me a big one.
All right, I'll do it. I'll try and do it justice. Outlandish.
Yeah, outlandish.
Oh, thank you very much.
If you're not gonna let me talk, I won't say a word. But how do I get all of the shit out of my head? You're not gonna let me say it like I wanna say it plainly, because I'll fucking hit the nail on the head.
You've been listening to Zicky's band Heart to Heart with the songs Insufferable and Someone Else, available on all streaming platforms now. Special thank you for Zicky for letting us use the music as well. Music's a big passion of mine, not just wrestling and sport. So yeah, cheers Zicky, my guest on episode 16.